Right,
Okay.
what the fuck, man?
What?
Sorry. No, you guys were slow. Sorry. I got angry.
I thought we were
I
all
did it on time
I'm
for
very-
once.
I'm
Yeah,
very
but
sorry,
we're all on
guys.
the same page.
I
and
was
You're
a
the
bit-
one getting
sorry.
mad, dude.
Sorry, I was early. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, guys.
Kaz said was all fucky.
Yeah, he wasn't
See,
in before.
that's actually
There you go.
that was actually what I was what the fucking about. I was because
That's what I
because
thought
of
you
that.
were.
Speaking of Sam, you should have told me. I could have given us a fire like a transition emoji for not emoji. Sorry. We were talking about emojis earlier. I was meant to send. Oh, I should have sent you the fire transition. So like when we switch into House of Dragon, it just That's the fire.
Can you give us your fire sound effect, Kaz?
Like no, what would you do is like a
Wow.
dragon and donkey crash into the Shrek like wedding scene, but with House of the Dragon, because that's pretty much what the ending of this episode was.
I'll level with the age. I'm not that good at editing.
Oh, okay.
It would be
I'm
pretty
not-
dope,
I'm not-
though.
I'm
We'll
not-
have like we'll chroma
send
key
you a
out, like,
PNG,
the thing,
yeah.
and it'll just be the donkey. It'll be donkey and the dragon crashing through the screen to be House of the Dragon.
I agree.
Yeah, can you imagine if, like, in the silhouette at the end of this episode, it was Donkey the whole
It was-
time?
Like, you know what?
Hey,
Alright,
everybody, welcome
Jacob,
to our House of the
please make
Dragon,
that a possibility.
our House of the Dragon episode 9 discussion. But before we get to that point, really, I want to
Sorry.
ask Kaz about what did you think of the last episode also? Because you weren't here last week, so
What episode 8?
episode 8.
Yeah.
Because I think you just watched that today also, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So I think it was the slowest one for me.
Fuck
Is
you.
what I felt about it. There was moments about it, but it was the slowest, I think, for me.
I would agree. Like, last week's was kind of my lowest point, but still good. Like, it was. I thought there was some cool shit, but it's still
Can
kind
I
of.
get a
Jacob.
recap of what happened, honestly?
It was the Thanksgiving episode where it was Viserys'
Oh,
death,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
where he was
yeah.
old. He did his walk up.
I
to
like
the
that
throne.
episode. That one was like slow but very impactful.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I
there
like
was,
that one a lot too.
I like it, but yeah, I would agree that of the episodes,
Just like
the-
Andor.
yeah, it's yeah. Whereas this one had one episode of Andor. Andor has had all Andor. So
I really liked how last episode, like, I guess it was slower, but just the Dark Souls boss fight, Dark Souls boss fight walk of King Viserys to me was like such a huge highlight.
Yeah,
But it
I was
made
like
the whole
half
episode.
expecting someone to burst out the next room over and just start rolling around Viserys like crazy.
Like, some hype piano music to kick in.
I mean, the music was already going crazy at that point. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what made
true.
me.
It, like the the music.
I want to cut without the music where it's just like his like Kang just.
I don't know what channel that is that does that for like A New Hope, but like they're gonna edit that. I guarantee you that they're gonna do that.
It's just like 5 minutes of him walking to the throne.
I could have, man. Like, honestly, seen Viserys these last 2 episodes. I don't know if he was he in the last one? Did he die in like 8 or was this 9?
He died.
He died
in
in 8.
My heart, man. Like, me and my brother saw it. Like, we were like, oh, like I couldn't. Like if there was like one thing, like I think like with the slow, like, I wasn't fully into it, I guess you could say. But when Viserys was going, I was like, no, man, please. You took Lionel Strong from me. You can't take Viserys. No, please.
I
I
mean,
expected
we
that.
knew it was gonna
We
come.
we
at one point.
expected this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like,
we
like,
knew. You know it's happening, but you don't want it to happen. You know?
Very
Especially
first
when-
episode, we were like, this motherfucker is dying from some disease right now. Like,
And like
Oh, yeah.
especially the way he looked this episode, I was like, if he makes it somehow
Oh.
to more episodes after this,
this guy's
holy
a fucking
shit, dude.
zombie right now.
It's a
Yeah, no,
fucking
my brother
crypt
said the
keeper.
exact same thing.
I half expected him to start making puns and about death and shit like that the whole time. Yeah, so you thought it was like the slowest episode last week, you'd say? Like,
I think it was the slowest, but like it was still good. But yeah, like it wasn't like it. There was only like there's a few moments that like kept me into it, like the like the interactions between like all the children essentially, and like what's it called? Was this the one? No, that's the next episode. But yeah, like everything that happened with the children and Viserys. Yeah, like the Vaemon stuff, I didn't care that much. I didn't care much for Driftmark. That's my thoughts on it.
yeah. What did you think of like Aemond and stuff like that? Like his new vibe? Like what?
We got another fucking Mad Targaryen in the house, boy. No, No, I think like my brother hates his walk, and I was saying, no, the fucking swagger he has is perfect. Like he has like this not waddle, but like he has like this, like just this. Oh,
Waddle,
just what a
waddle.
stance.
He's got a gait to his walk that like makes
Yeah, my
him
boy
do
out
like
here
a
crip
certain type
walking.
of swag. Yeah.
He crip walking.
Learned this from my dad.
But like, what the hell just happened? That's no, you can't make jokes like that.
I'm sorry.
My man was on his deathbed.
Guys, I'm
You
making
set
a
it
live
up.
stream text chat.
What?
I made a live stream text chat just because I want to post something there.
Ah.
Yeah, actually, I'll make it private. 1 second.
Everyone starts
But,
seeing
like,
this.
We're
Yeah,
gonna send
so-
all the fucking heinous racist shit we send to each other.
Don't even imply that.
You don't even
I've
suggest
seen
the
it.
joke.
We don't. We're
We
very
don't.
good.
It's
We're very nice people. I think.
All right. On
I'm
that
not.
note, let's move on to episode 9, the Green Council.
you're
What
a
did-
green cancel.
What did we all think of this week?
This shit was
This
tense.
one- Yeah. No, like that's another thing I actually want to say. The music in these past 2 episodes, I think this music in these 2 has been the most like noticeable and standout-ish, I think.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It was very dramatic compared to like how subtle it's felt the entire way up until this point, I think.
Yeah, I almost feel like the music has taken sort of a back seat up until these last couple of episodes where like they really put it up front and center.
All right.
Yeah,
there.
I'm almost like, and here's me being really nitpicky on that front with the music, but like I'm almost wanting like the last episode to like change the opening theme in an intense way to be like, this is now like what the vibe is. I doubt it's gonna happen, but like that.
Well,
would
they
be
already
so fucking
changed the
cool.
opening part to like this
Represent-
episode to represent like
No.
the death of Viserys and
No,
the
no,
new
I mean like,
kids.
like
Yeah.
visually it changes, yeah, for sure. But I just mean like
Mhm.
like the score of it, right? Like changing.
Yeah.
You know, it still upsets me that he didn't go for like the Targaryen version of the theme, because like
Yeah.
the Targaryen theme is like the most
It's just
recognizable
dragons doing all the
with-
sounds.
it's very because like in like Game of Thrones, like I found like you don't hear the Game of Thrones theme often played in the Stark's theme or the Lannisters theme or anything, or even the Baratheon theme, but you always hear it in the Targaryen's theme.
Really, that's
And like
interesting.
I think that they probably I'm sure during development they really wanted to do a different theme, but I'm willing to bet it comes down to like checks and balances with
yeah,
like
I
Q&A
think-
departments on what's going to be more recognizable, and they went with
Yeah, no,
what's
it's straight up
iconic.
icon. Yeah,
Maybe for season
but it's like
2,
power.
like maybe
It's
because
like
they have the built-in audience going into season 2 or something like
that,
that.
that's
they'd
fair.
switch it up.
That's valid. Like I
I'd
was
love
going
it
to
if they
say
did
like
that.
yeah, like think of Power Rangers like Power Rangers going from Mighty Muffins to Power Rangers Zeo. Like they have the Mighty Muffin theme song, but they change it, and like that's like I think like
Yeah.
could do with it.
Or like if you're not like a weird nerd, like The Wire.
You starting Richard. I'm too brutal because I can get brutal back. Sorry, I'm too big for my britches today.
I don't
No, The
think
Wire
they're gonna
does that
change
too,
it
though.
because
Or if you're
they're
not a
no
45-year-old
wieners.
man, the Mandalorian does that.
If they're gonna change it, they
Does it?
should have done that in the first episode.
Sorry.
Know what I'm
You
This
saying?
episode was great though, super tense. I felt like this episode probably I don't know the actual runtime of it, but I feel like this episode went by super fast for me.
58 minutes. I'm looking at it right now. It was 58 minutes.
What's
Yeah, but
that
how much is
compared
that as
to
like
the
credits
others?
and opening credits and stuff?
Well, let me get to the very end and check. Goddamn people.
Because it was I felt like this episode flew by, but that was also probably because I was on the edge of my seat.
I know, like holy crap, like the last cause
This flew by because I was high as fuck.
the last thing of Andor, like not counting the one that happened last night, but like last week's Andor and this were like some of the most tense things I've watched, honestly, on screen.
Yeah, right.
Thank God.
Just that I've been freaking like freaking out while watching them, like, oh my god. So just to check it, it is 57 minutes. So I mean, like they only got like a minute of credits on this.
Oh.
now.
Flew by.
Flew literally like the dragon at the end. It flew by.
So far,
uh,
coolest looking dragon in the show, I think.
Right, I was saying
Really?
it looks like a fucking dinosaur.
Right. it was
Just wait
amazing.
till what was it? It was Volithar or something like that.
Olithar, I don't even know.
1 second.
My boy's
Uh,
making up dragons.
I want to see like I know this is like,
Vermithor.
I want to see
Vermithrax,
Cannibal.
maybe? Is that something? That's something else?
Shall not be named.
Vermithor. I said it. Vermithor is the name.
What's Vermithrax?
Dude, Voldemort's
What
not
the
a
fuck are
dragon.
you saying Vermithrax
No,
for?
Vermithrax is a dragon.
Okay.
It's it was during.
All right, let's see Vermithrax.
No, yeah. It's
This is
never
a fake
mentioned.
one. This isn't real.
You got
It
called
might
out,
be fake,
Kaz.
yeah, because it's because it's specifically
dead.
for. You know, it's dead. It's not. It doesn't take part in the Dance of Dragons.
Vermithor is a real one. Vermithor.
Yeah, like
looks
Vermithrax
a
isn't
wise...
mentioned.
Stop saying Vermithrax, man. Vermithor
No, I'm
is
just
like
saying.
a wise old drake.
When do we see Virgin Thor? That was a bad
Oh,
joke. This episode addressed my complaint from last week.
It did.
Which
I was gonna say.
regarding Aegon's children. We got to
Literally
see him.
showed them on screen. Boom, they're
That
there.
made me
I knew it.
made
they
me
were
so
there,
fucking sad
and
when I saw the
they had
bastards.
Oh, right.
bastards.
Yeah, that's interesting. That the implication too is that there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't
Like,
Is he-
what is up with this show and like children fighting? This
He's gonna
show's
be
just
a-
like, yo, you like Game of Thrones? Now we got children beating each other up. How do you feel about that? We got 2 episodes with kids fighting.
Remember in the books when Jon Snow was 14 years old throughout the series?
Shit, we're going younger. 8 years old. Fight. File their teeth down. Sharpen their nails. They had straight up Wolverine in that pit, dude.
I think it's just also showing like a really cool.
That was
like,
fucked, man. Like that whole pit. I just remember that the kid fighting ring.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's insane.
Yeah, like, and it's showing a little bit more, like, I don't know if this would still be happening in the reign of, like, Robert time, but, like, I think that, like that's showing, like, kind of how, like, in a sense, like, back in the day, they had, like, Colosseums and shit like that, right? Like, it's gonna progress, hopefully.
Yeah, and
hopefully.
I think part of it, too, and this, I'm not, like, a super big Game of Thrones fan, but I did read the original books, and I think that this is also just showing just how disconnected the Targaryens are from, like, the actual people.
Yeah.
Because the Baratheons are a little closer, you know. The other great houses are a little bit, you know, more boots on the ground than the Targaryens,
Yeah.
who are straight up wings in the air.
they were dreamers, is what they say.
Yeah, so maybe, like, certain... I mean, I'm thinking that, like, even with what... I don't remember this character's name ever, but, like, the character that we all are kind of weird about, like, the Master of Whispers,
Laris?
practically? No,
The
like...
Laris?
girl that
Yes,
speaks
Laris?
Simlish?
No, but, like, the chick girl, like, what's her name?
Oh, her.
The
Who
white
speaks
worm or whatever.
Simlish?
Yes, she's speaking Simlish every time she speaks.
I agree, dude. I don't understand her half the time.
Why I don't know why they dubbed her, man.
Let's talk about Kristen murdering that dude at the beginning.
Crispin, a fucking little. Oh, I'm so
Dude,
fucking.
I'm gonna be
pissed,
real.
During that entire scene, that guy stood up and started talking. I'm like, this guy's speaking facts. And then, like,
Yeah.
there's one specific scene where, like, you can see, like, Kristen looming right behind this guy. I'm like, what's he doing? He's standing right
Yeah,
there. Why
right.
is he
I'm like,
there?
I was gonna see him there and he fucking kills him.
And they just fucking
a
smack.
bitch.
Like, do you think, like, the ball that they put on the table is, like, in his head now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It,
definitely.
like, it, like, definitely broke his fucking, like, temple skull.
I think it was an
area, for
accident too. I don't think he.
I
even
think,
meant to
yeah.
kill him.
How the fuck did Kristen get away with that shit?
sure. He gets away with
And
fucking
see-
everything.
And
Bro
then-
straight
I-
up murdered
I
a guy, and
thought
the queen was like, "That's
fucking-
fine."
I thought like I can't remember it's Harold. If Harold, the Lord Commander, the king. I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna
Yeah,
straight up
Harold
resign.
Westerling, I think.
I mean, he kind
And,
of
yeah,
did.
and my brother was like, I was born a knight. I will die a knight. Like the Barristan Selmy scene, and like we thought that was gonna happen again.
I mean, he kind
But
of
now
did.
he's like,
Just resigned.
no, because
didn't he?
but he said he's waiting until the next king. But
Yeah, I don't think he
they-
resigned. He just said like,
I mean-
I'll come back when there's a king.
I mean, that's kind of resigning though. like
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I think it's more. I think he was expressing his displeasure with the situation and saying like, I will serve the rightful king and
Yeah.
not this kangaroo bullshit. But when the slow draw of his sword at Kristen, and then Kristen
Yeah.
drawing his
Oh.
sword, I was like, oh damn, we getting
fucking
Clegane Ball in
ready.
season 1.
I thought Kristen was like something was gonna go down with Kristen, but no, the queen was like, no, just let him go. He's fine.
Yeah, 'cause this guy gives me like straight up like Sir Barristan vibes. Like he is
Yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
an
yeah.
old badass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It
And
was
Kristen's just the new wiener there.
It was really
Mhm.
tragic too, because that was like the most lucid that guy has been sounding in like the last like 3 episodes that he's been in. Like,
right.
he was like confident about what he was saying. He was like, "This is true facts. I'm laying it down," and then boom, he's dead. He's out.
I thought
out
like
of the
they're gonna be like,
fucking
okay,
game.
well he's free to go, and then he's gonna go join the blacks, and then fucking
You know
dies.
what? But like with the way like the fucking Greens have just like treat everyone that betray like has like turned cloak essentially. Fucking
With the exception of Alicent, I think she truly
no, she
she's drinking the
realizes, like,
Kool-Aid. She believes it.
yeah. I think she's like she's in like she's second thinking herself right now.
Yeah.
Because like you see with like Laris when she first kills Robert and like she doesn't realize like how like what her words will cause, but then she's too far into the game to like she has no choice but to like for Aegon and Aemond and I don't know if Darian has been really announced for this also. Oh, give me a minute. You guys talk. You guys do your thing. I just want to check something.
Speaking of Laris,
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a
Laris
guy.
had quite a scene
What
today,
a
everybody.
person. What a creature.
He craves what he doesn't have. Good-looking feet.
Hey,
my
man,
brother's
boy likes what he likes. No, he likes what he
Like, yeah,
likes.
I wouldn't king shame him, but then he's fucking Larison is a fucking worm.
He's a-
spider
yeah.
bitch.
Just like when she like took off her shoes, I was like, "That's weird. Why'd she do that?" And then like she took
Yeah.
off her socks. I'm like, "Oh shit, that's what
I
she's
thought at
doing."
first, like literally, my dumbass first intuition on that was like, oh yeah, like she's just doing that because like they're comfortable with each other.
Yeah,
and she can
comfortable,
put her
yeah.
feet on the
And then
table.
I thought so,
then
yeah.
she took her socks off. I was like, "Oh shit." He's
Yeah,
getting
there
off
was
on
almost
this shit.
a double whammy with Alicent too, because like we see that Laris has a foot thing, and that he's literally getting off like in front of her to her feet. But on the other hand, she straight up said to Kristen to his face, like, whatever feelings you have for me, which, you know, like we kind of knew that there's something there, but like
They
it's the first time
boycott-
they've addressed it.
Well, that's gonna be a whole thing. I feel because okay, when
Why was
Laris,
Kristen so fucking high and mighty the first time?
Chris, see,
when
Kristen's
hold
such
up,
a little
hold up.
hypocritical piece of
when
crap.
when Laris was asking Otto like it ended a scene prematurely before a conversation actually like ended. It did a mystery kind of thing. So like is he pretty much trying to be like, yo, marry me to Alicent? Like is that what that was?
Maybe.
wait, repeat that again.
what
Repeat
did
that
he
again to
say?
me. What?
So there was the scene where like Otto was like, yo, you did really good here. Like good job, Laris. And he was like, like I'm just doing what I do. But I mean, like I do have like long hours of the night with your daughter and stuff like that. And it just ended right where it was like you didn't see the end of that conversation. I'm like, is he trying to like be like let me marry the queen pretty much or whatever?
I don't think so. I think he's
Yeah,
more
I don't think
trying
he's-
to make him give himself a permanent position at the council. Like
I
I,
mean,
think he's trying to actually establish like what
he's gonna
Varys
be the
was.
new Master of Whispers.
Well,
Oh, I don't think there is a
sense-
Master of Whispers yet. That's
it's
what
gonna
I'm.
be,
I
Yeah,
think
like,
he's
it's
doing.
gonna be like Cersei in a sense where like Tywin was trying to not sell off, but trying to like marry off Cersei afterwards again. Like regardless, I think that she's gonna like have to marry again, right? And it might be.
I don't think that's the case for him. I think his goals are purely political, and he's trying to
I-
create the actual Master of Whispers like
Wouldn't that be,
position.
like, the prime,
I think it's- I think it's, like,
political
he
goal?
wants those dogs.
I think for him it's business and pleasure. Is the way I would put it.
Yeah,
Polaris. That's I wanted. I also was. I called out my brother. Like, so Helen has been saying the beast beneath the boards,
Yeah.
like referring to like the secret stuff, and then you see her embroidering a spider,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping no one else caught that. I thought I was slick. All right, never mind.
I mean,
Sorry.
she's like
I-
screaming at the screen.
Well, I think
Yeah,
the
no,
beast,
no, but like
I think
her,
the
like the
beast
spider
beneath the
reference.
boars she might be talking about is the dragon that burst through the ground. That's
I
what thought.
I
think
disagree.
so?
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's Laris.
Kaz is a motherfucking book reader and he knows shit, so he's
I'm not going off lore though. Like you're saying I'm a book reader. I don't. All I know about the
Look,
Dance of
I'll
Dragons is
go
like
get-
one cool ass fucking scene that's gonna come, and when it fucking comes, it
All
better
right,
fucking be
when
splendid.
this season is
Because
over,
if it ain't,
I'm gonna
crying. I
go
won't cry.
and read
A Fire and Blood.
Fire and Blood. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not for Fire.
how many
It's just Fire and
pages
Blood.
is
Yeah.
this bitch?
It's
Five.
like
Fire and
like
Blood?
this. It's a short. Like there's two stories. It's Fire and Blood and A Queen's Tale, I think.
Queen's
And it's two-
Tales.
It's two accounts. It's like the Maesters and
All
Core
right, there's
Entertainers.
736 pages in Fire and Blood.
Goodness.
Damn.
That's
Well,
a whole book.
I'll watch
Never
an
mind.
Shift X video on it or something.
I'll watch.
I get
I'll
all
read
Shift X
it.
will
I'll
cover
fucking
us.
do
Fucking Christ.
it.
Never
I'll
mind
do it.
on
I
that front.
read all 5 of the other books already.
You know, you're
Waiting
waiting on
for
the
the other
next
two.
one.
Waiting on fucking Winds of Winter still.
So
I'll
okay,
read this one.
Wow.
let me ask you guys this, because I might have gotten a little lost here. When they find Aegon like hiding underneath the sept or whatever that was he hiding, or did the white worm or whatever like stuff him in there?
I
I
think-
don't know. Actually,
I have. There were a couple confusing bits in this episode. I'll say that too. Like
they just stuffed him in there.
I got the impression that
he-
like she stuffed him in there and was like not letting him out.
But
No, I think
also
he was
kinda
trying to
wanted
hide.
to be there. It
Yeah.
felt like or not
Yeah,
wanted to.
'cause
But
I
he was, like
don't-
just getting out of the situation.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be. I think he doesn't like. He does like. Yeah, he clearly doesn't want to be
Obviously,
king.
doesn't want to be king. Yeah,
But then he
Aemon-
realizes,
Aemon will
Like,
be better king.
yeah, no, Aemon. Oh, I wouldn't.
Aemon will. I know for a fact Aemon will be a very brutal king. But like,
Aemon,
I love it. Isn't it cool the reflection between this generation and the last with Viserys and Daemon, where like Viserys didn't not necessarily didn't want to be king, but wasn't necessarily fit for kingdom, and then Daemon
Yeah.
was being a little jackass about that the whole time. Like it feels so beautiful. It feels so
Yeah.
much like poetry. It rhymes.
and he ended up becoming a really good king.
Viserys
Or
the
peaceful
peaceful.
one.
Long
Yeah,
live
I love
the
that they actually
Viserys
called
the
him
Peaceful.
Viserys the Peaceful. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
I
nice.
got mad respect for my boy Viserys, dude.
Viserys
Most
the
peaceful dude in Game of Thrones.
He just wanted. You
He
know,
just
actually,
wanted
made me
to-
really sad as well when his fucking when his model had like webs over. I'm like, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah, someone
My
made
boy
he
didn't get
can't
to
play
play with his minis.
Yeah, he couldn't
Yeah,
play
like-
with his minis anymore.
Does no one else think that's cool? Like in the whole fucking like castle?
Yeah,
right, I know.
right.
Like, my man's got a whole fucking model kit of fucking High Valeria.
Because he's
like
the only one that can
Overlord
afford
in
Games
that
Workshop
castle.
miniatures.
Yeah, like
Mm.
someone's got to go in there and be like, "Wow, you have this!
Yeah.
Oh my god!"
Even me now, I'd be going in there like, holy
Like-
shit. But these people don't know shit. Like they don't know anything.
Like
They-
imagine
Like,
the
even, like,
battles you can
like-
have in this
like-
place.
The grandchildren were like even at like Allison, because like I feel like when she started, like there was she had an interest in history. I think it would have been nice if like they kept that, like
Mhm.
to at least like make her like a bit more likable. I don't know.
I think she's actually pretty likable. I think that this
Oh, yeah.
episode more than the
It's-
others actually shows too that
This
she
one
actually
made-
loves the guy.
I
Yeah,
think
this
she's
one-
just dumb and thinking that he was talking about that Viserys was talking about her son.
Oh yeah,
I think
no,
that's a
that
mistake
fucking-
that could have been made.
I think
No,
That was,
I wouldn't have
I
done
think
it.
that
Never in my
she
life.
heard what she wanted to hear
she
with that one.
wanted to hear it absolutely.
Yeah,
And
She
as
sure-
well as
of course she did.
did
I
not
don't know
say
if
what
that's
he-
even an important factor in the sense. I mean, it is kind of, but like when the council happens and everyone's like, "Yeah, we were kind of planning this anyway, so this is kind of helpful."
Well, like that
kind of
was
shiesty because in the
Yeah, that
books
was,
apparently there's no misconception. Like Viserys never says that. Allison just claims that like he said it.
I think showing it this way, like obviously, she knows that he was supposed to have been talking to Rhaenyra, but I do think that she genuinely believes that he meant Aegon. Like he didn't, he wasn't just babbling. I think she actually believes it.
But with like the fucking, there's like a million Aegons, dude. Like
Well,
Yeah,
not-
I mean,
he's the
it's
second, isn't he? So there was only the other one.
he's the second king to be named Aegon.
Oh, okay.
But the point it comes to reason that she would believe that Viserys is talking about his actual son on his deathbed.
For sure, because she's not aware of this prophecy.
yeah. She
thing
doesn't.
that-
Yeah.
So like that's the whole context, right? And that might be the downfall in a sense where it's like, yeah, this secrecy of this prophecy is its own downfall because it's like impossible to actually
right.
keep this going if you don't properly.
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't
I,
know.
think it's important that they actually showed her weeping over him in this episode. Like, and that suggests to me
Yeah.
that despite their marriage being purely political, I think she actually did come to love him, and
I think
she
so,
actually
yeah.
was taking care of him.
More like
I think she
Stockholm,
actually
maybe?
did care about him. Maybe a little bit of it is Stockholm syndrome, but I think she actually did love the guy. In the last couple of episodes, we've seen her expressly taking care of him, like as if he's an elderly man. Like she's doing things that she doesn't have to do that servants could be doing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's out of love.
So, yeah, I don't know,
Love,
'cause
live, laugh, love.
I just I don't want to like harp on like the Stockholm syndrome aspect of it, but like I just see it as like the fact that she's been with this guy for what has it been like 25 years or
A long
It's been
time.
a hot minute.
I don't remember how. I mean, maybe it's only been.
Been a good portion of this
how
little
long
girl's
she's been
life, that's
married?
for sure.
How long she's been married to Viserys?
Yeah.
at least like
And,
maybe
like,
like
she has
16 years. I think.
children
Like the
18
with
to
the guy,
21.
majority
like,
of this girl's life.
I think just
Coming to
together
20 years,
can
I'd
have
say.
feelings. It's just an overwhelming thing in general, right? Like I think that when she was crying, I more so got that like it was like the pressure of now what is coming, almost, right? Like this guy's death was kind of like the barrier between
Good and
chaos.
evil.
You know what I mean? Like just literal hell for her family and everything.
I think
For sure,
either way,
a lot of it's certainly stress.
with the way he set up everything, I think there's gonna be shit going down anyway.
Yeah. Well, and
Absolutely.
well, I don't know if I would agree. Like in hindsight, like going back in time with his choice to make Rhaenyra the heir in the first place, I think that was like, yeah, like it was a decision of love for his wife. But if he was just gonna go and make more children anyway later, I think it was a bad decision to make at that point. I hate the fact that everyone was pushing him to do that or not to do that necessarily, but pushing him to make a very like brash decision suddenly that like
Yeah.
in the long term made this whole thing happen. Like it wasn't really his decision, I feel, you know?
I think unfortunately Viserys is shown to have been, despite being peaceful, he's peaceful to a fault. He's a pushover.
Yeah.
So he just does whatever people want him to do, and he doesn't think about the consequences because he just wants people to get along.
He just wants to play with his spinnings, man.
Like in his head, like his family is not going to go to war. They're going to honor his wishes when anyone
Yeah.
other than him can see that that's not what's going to happen.
Like the scary and sad reality is that like, yeah, like if you had married Lena at the time,
Yeah.
would have been
None of this one.
so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this episode actually made me feel more for Alicent because I think that she probably did have some real feelings for Viserys because, you know, an arranged marriage does not mean that it's a loveless marriage.
Yeah.
I think that she did have some feelings for him, and I think that she genuinely does not want to do what her father wants to do. And she's acting as almost like a barrier between Otto and what's coming. I think that she actually cares. And that makes her unique in Game of Thrones as well, is that she's another character that cares. And I wonder if some of that is Varys's personality has rubbed off on her in some ways, that she doesn't want war. Rhaenyra is, I think, the other way around.
You think
I
that
think Rhaenyra
wants
is ruthless.
war?
I don't think she wants war, but I think she's ruthless. And I think that if it came to it, she would 100% do it without question. Whereas I think Alicent would actually try to avoid it.
I don't know, with what she's done already, I feel like that is just such a... She's being very, like, passive about it now, but with what she has done, she has set in motion the battle. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like that in itself is pretty pushy. I do agree with you that she was very, like... she was sympathetic this episode comparatively to, like, what we've seen before. Mainly because of, her whole, like, I don't want to kill Rhaenyra, because, first of all, it's insane to me that Otto is so, like, adamant about that when Alicent makes the point about... that, like, I doubt Viserys' like last wish would be really to put his own daughter and family to the sword. You know, like that's fucked up. So already on that front, it's weird.
I think it's a testament to this show's writing too, that we can sit here and discuss character motivations and how we're interpreting them and so on and so forth, because all these characters are so multidimensional that it's hard. Like, other than Viserys, it's really hard to determine what anybody wants to do at any given time because they're so politically motivated on one hand or emotionally motivated on another hand. And it's really interesting to see this sort of dynamic. And people are even doing things they don't want to do because they have to.
Yeah.
Like, I actually felt a little bit of love for Aegon in his moment where he like points the sword and like the crowd is cheering for him. And you can see, like, I took that as like, the guy is finally feeling someone loving him.
Wanted, yeah.
He felt wanted for the first time probably in his whole life. And I think that it was like an eye-opening experience for him. Like, oh, wow, if I'm king, people will love me. And that makes me feel bad for him because he doesn't want to do this.
I don't know,
it's so interesting because
wishy-washy on that. I do like him as like a character and like I can't wait to see him going forward. But in that very moment, I was still just like, man, you fuck.
Oh man, I felt bad for him. Like the whole time, I think a part of my like high school brain activated, and I'm like, oh man, this guy just really wants his dad to love him.
Yeah,
like that's all he wants.
Like,
he's
when he asks, "Oh, mom, do you love me?" and you imbecile, I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's not how you answer that question
to him. That's so fucked. Like it was kind of funny.
Mine's about
but
to be
it's like,
king.
damn.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Well, but like I thought that was like that was definitely more of like a like of course, like
Yeah, my buddies were like, "Do you,
Yeah, but
do you
still,
think this
like-
is when he becomes the lead singer of My Chemical Romance?"
like yeah, like no, like obviously like she means like yeah,
Yeah.
like yes.
with the bags
like, I think it's-
especially, the bags especially, dude.
What you mean
It's
like the
interesting, though,
ice?
'cause-
Yeah, because like
yeah,
like,
he
My
looks like a
Chemical
tired
Romance-
drunk.
Yeah, he's
Ah,
always got
yes,
the
yeah.
fucking eyes that I can't remember the lead guy of My Chemical Romance, but like
Gerard Way.
yeah, like he's got that.
Yeah.
Who's brilliant, by the
Oh.
way, Gerard Way. Absolutely.
Didn't he
brilliant
like
man.
he wrote Umbrella Academy, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
and a few
did.
other-
He also did an entire like
Did he do,
stretch
Preacher?
of concept art for Batman.
No, that was Seth Rogen and
Oh, shit.
someone else, I think.
Was it?
I think so.
Huh?
He's,
I thought it was him.
he's a brilliant man.
Maybe it was.
But
I might be wrong about
back
that.
to Game of Thrones. No, I actually, this episode made me feel more for Alicent and Aegon than any other episode, and it's the first
Yeah.
time that I felt like, because the show I feel like has been sort of pushing Rhaenyra and her family to be the good guys and the Greens to be sort of the bad guys.
I think it's you say that, but like, because when my brother was watching, like, he says he was sorry fuck my brain. Give me a second. I need to remember what I was thinking.
So anyway,
This episode actually made me feel like, okay, the Greens
that was
aren't bad people. It's
Yeah,
just two different ends
so-
of the same fucked up
like,
coin.
My brother sees the way Rhaenyra acts as like unlikable, so he supports the Greens.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I mean,
I think
I
the
almost
greens
agree
and
with that.
blacks, like the way they're setting it up right now, I think the greens and blacks are gonna genuinely like separate the fan base.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
definitely like it's very.
That's what they want.
I know, like I hope that happens because I'm personally with the blacks right now, but like there's things in the greens where I'm like, oh, I don't know,
Yeah,
like,
so like, I think like the one character I'm like the most like sad about is Helena.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's the sweet.
Poor
Like when
child, man.
when Lucerys dances with her as well. I thought it was such a cute scene.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
With
think
evil intention.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What are you talking about?
It absolutely
so.
was.
He literally
Has-
did that because he did that to piss Aegon off because he was jabbing at him the whole night, so he jabbed back. With
Oh
that.
no, there was that, but like I thought it was just fuck you guys, man. I was like,
It
you
was
ruined the
cute
fucking.
in a way because
you ruined
the
the
way the
cute
scene
moment
was
for me.
done
It was
was from
adorably
Viserys'
deceptive.
point of view. So it was like
Yeah,
he
no,
was seeing it
Viserys was
as
natural
cute,
about it.
but it was kind
I
of
was-
shitty in a way.
I'm also curious. I feel like the actress is from like the West Midlands because her accent sounds local.
If I'm being honest, without Kristen Cole, I might like the greens a lot better.
Yeah, no, Kristen Cole is so
Honestly,
fucking,
he's a
little
fucking like
bitch.
menace.
Like,
I love to hate him.
Me
I
too.
love
yeah,
to hate him.
me too. Honestly, like he is like first episode. I'm like, I love this guy. He's gonna be a fan favorite for sure. Now I'm like,
It
he's-
makes me
he's-
wonder too.
He's on par with fucking Cersei.
Anytime he's on screen, I am worried for somebody.
He's gonna be the next Joffrey, dude. I'm so worried that like he's gonna get like hate mail. He's gonna get like death
No
threats or
way.
something.
I don't think
Is
it's
it not-
sure, he
I
would.
don't think it's something that
Uh,
Joffrey though.
Like I don't know, maybe. Like if they keep on going the way they're going, like maybe, man.
Joffrey
Like
was like a phenomena, like of how
this
hated he
fan
was.
base is fucking like frightening, dude.
Yeah, no, yeah, like we
Like they did that
like,
to Cersei's actress too,
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Dana
again.
Headley.
nerds.
Yeah, I also really liked Alicent and fuck, what's her name? The mother of Lena and like wife of Corlys. What the hell's her name? She was the one writing-
Rhaenys.
Oh, Rhaenys.
Rhaenys, that's what it is. Rhaenys and Alicent's like discussion and like the back and forth of like them discussing like the power shit because it is crazy to think about at this time that certain people just wouldn't have the capacity to even consider themselves in a position of like the Iron Throne. You know what I mean? Like that was like a really insightful part into like the mindset of this era of people. I loved that. Like this, and honestly, really worried the whole episode because I don't know where the show's going ever. Really worried the whole time that this Rhaenys was gonna die the whole episode because I loved
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Like what?
My brother was saying at the end, it was like the most misplayed thing anyone's done in this entire show where she didn't kill all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like it would have ended
With
the
the
show,
dragon.
but I mean,
That
like,
would have
would've
ended
been
the fucking
fucking-
I'm like, bro, like, come on now, don't fuck with like the coolest story in the lore God, come on now, don't.
That would have been the smart thing to do, probably. But
burn them all.
Where's the drama?
that
But
right
then-
there actually is what people
Well, hold on,
complain
no,
about.
because
The
like
fan
if
base.
she did burn them, then still would have been a civil war because people are rising up as like seeing the people she killed as a martyr.
For sure, in a sense, but I just mean like it'd be very different. I think it'd be like it would be more easily quenched. I think than what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that
but, like-
what makes this so difficult for everyone though is that they're family. So you know,
yeah.
See, that's
When,
kind of
you might
like
you
the
might hate
writing-
them, but
the
it's your
people
family.
complain about the writing on that front. Like that's sort of where I'm like, I don't give a shit. This is like the same thing with the episode where Daemon was running and dodging arrows like a ninja. Right? People were
Yo,
mad
did
about
you
that.
notice
And at the end of this
that-
episode, they're mad about the dragon coming into the place and not killing everybody. And I'm like, that's your problem. Like, what the fuck?
I don't understand the anger on either of those fronts because
I
you
know,
know
right?
with the Damon thing, like Damon got shot by
He
arrows,
eventually got hit.
and in this scene, like of course she didn't melt her family; they're her family.
Did you notice how like Aemond had his own personal like crime cloak like Damon has?
They all do. They got to have crime cloaks.
They all have their own personal
That's-
crime cloak.
What's interesting to me is the dynamic between Rhaenyra and Alicent, and how I started off hating Alicent, and now I view Alicent as like stubborn but sympathetic, and I almost feel more for her than Rhaenyra, who I view as ruthless. Like I think that she's probably more in the right than Alicent is, but I view her as ruthless, and she will stop at nothing to get what she wants.
I don't know.
I
if
think both
like,
their motivations for taking the Iron Throne are pretty equally based around power and nothing else.
I don't know. I just feel like it's more about like honoring Viserys's wish on Rhaenyra's front, because even when she was having the discussion about on his deathbed, pretty much about like not knowing if he made the right decision. Like I don't know if she properly wants it either, but she's been like bestowed upon this duty and the prophecy and all that. So I think that she feels like she has to do it in a way, but like in a different way than Aegon does, like in a more legacy sense than Aegon has to do it just because I'm a boy, pretty much.
I mean,
that's
so
like
think
the
about-
thing where like the Kingsguard guys, when they found him, was like they're saying like you run from what people like spend their whole lives dying to achieve, sort of
Yeah.
deal.
I think
I
about
missed that.
like
That's a really cool dialogue.
between Rhaenyra and Alicent, which one of them is better for the realm if they're ruling? And I think the answer is Alicent.
Really?
Yeah, I think Rhaenyra and Daemon are I don't want to say unhinged,
They're
but
the
Daemon
most,
is
I think,
definitely unhinged.
But
I think
that, like,
Rhaenyra's most like sneaky about it though. I think so. Like she's like smart and like and sly. I think
Mhm.
Alicent would be the most like level-headed. I agree with Richard.
Well,
But-
like
but you're
they even
saying
said this
Alicent,
like
but
that
it's
like
gonna be
Alicent is that even Alicent is like pretty smart about everything. Like Rhaenys was like
Yes,
you're
but, like-
clever, like you were clever, you're too smart for your own good.
Yeah, but like at the same, but like she's not like she isn't gonna just like out of nowhere just like kill everyone just like to get what she wants.
I think
Right,
Alicent
that's
Rhaenyra
might
because-
wouldn't
become,
do that either, because Rhaenyra like literally avoided that. She made the illusion that she
But
killed.
Daemon would.
I think Alicent might become
Daemon would,
what,
yeah.
like
Like Daemon with
Cersei
Daemon even.
wants to become.
Sorry, what AJ? Sorry.
I think Alicent is sort of what Cersei wanted to become. Like she's like clever and a good leader, where Cersei's just a dumb bitch. You know?
I think that Rhaenyra is more similar to Cersei in that her motivation is purely
Yeah.
based out of power. Whereas I think Alicent is actually, we've seen kindness from her. We've seen her actively trying to avoid bloodshed. I think that she's stuck in a shit situation, yes, but I think that overall it's probably better for the realm if she is in charge. Where like Rhaenyra herself might not be the worst, but she's married to Daemon, who's nuts.
I think that in
mean-
what we've seen from him in the last few episodes, he might
I
have
think he's
calmed down
less
a bit.
nuts. Yeah, I think he's.
What do you
He's
mean?
mellowed with age.
He cut a man's head in half.
That guy
Last
sucks
episode.
ass. That
No,
guy
I
sucks.
wouldn't say he's mellowed out. I would say he's less.
I think he's more directed in his rage instead.
Yeah, no, I think like even with like Aemond, with like he told his sons his stepsons to wait, and then just would let Aemond go because like he realized he ain't the only Mad Targaryen at that table
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
which I thought was
think
hilarious.
I think he's certainly more tempered, but he's still Daemon, and
He's still
Daemon is
Damon,
still
but like
he's still writhing in chaos. Like that's his thing. And
For
I think
sure.
at the end of the day, Daemon anywhere near the Iron Throne is bad. I think Viserys saw that. I think everyone else in the Targaryen house saw that. And so Rhaenyra sitting on the throne means Daemon on the throne. That's
I mean,
bad.
Game of Thrones already spoiled who wins the Civil War anyway. So
With what's it called? Damon. I like, and I think like that's like with Rhaenyra. She said like, you by crowning me heir, like there's been like we've got ourselves in a mess when she was talking to Viserys. I think like, and like I think it's the same with Daemon. Like like they both just what they don't even know what they want is the way I'd put it. And once they got like the crown, they realized, this isn't. Or once they're like within reach, this is like they're realizing it's not worth half the trouble it's causing. But they have to see it through.
Yeah.
Damon, I think, was differently, like he was away and he wanted to stay out of it. But like,
Yeah, I think unfortunately on both sides, or I guess fortunately for our sake, we have Damon on one side who is unhinged, and we have Aemon on the other side
and
who
Kristen
is
Cole.
unhinged. So it's just gonna be,
and
Maybe
we're
Aemon
in for a
seems-
shit fest no matter what.
I don't know if like Aemon seems hinged. I'd say like he seems like he's got.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think they are unhinged, but they're directed. You know, like they know when and where to like direct their fury.
Well, Aemon, yeah, but because Kristen then is like the fucking crazy one. Like he's like, oh, shit.
Kristen isn't even Targaryen. He's just an enigma that's just
Oh, I
fucking.
thought we were
nuts.
talking about like the sides and stuff like that. Like just like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
I'm,
Like
fucking-
I am, but like where like Damon is like you could definitely tell he's very calculated in like what he's doing, while Kristen is sort of just impulsive.
Yeah, Kristen will do a horrifying act in front of everybody and not really think about the repercussions of it and how that makes it look.
I
Yeah,
think Damon
mhm.
will do the same thing and has on multiple occasions in this
Yeah.
show so far.
Well, like he's done it in like sort of a way that makes it almost respectable and like
Yeah, like
proper.
he cut that guy's head off after he had just like, especially after the king was like, "Give me his tongue" or whatever, and like he just called his own children not his own children, but like his stepchildren bastards. I think it was like sort of
Yeah.
like, you're getting this, dude. Like
It's for my honor,
you're
yeah.
gonna die here.
Like because
Yeah,
like,
like
well,
that's,
for their
that's
honor.
one
he said
instance.
when he said it like when he was saying like calling on them bastards and Damon was like fucking say it because like he wants to unleash his fury but like he wants to do it in a way
Yeah.
that doesn't make everyone angry at him.
Well, here's
you know?
the thing is, I
Whereas
don't
Kristen
think that
Cole pushing
he's
on a
wrong
table,
for doing
pop her
that.
head.
I think that it does show, however, that Damon, despite chopping dude's head off, for the honor of his house, it's also displaying a predisposition to violence and
Mhm.
a disregard for authority.
I think
'Cause
that's
that's
just
not
this,
how you go about that.
I
Oh,
think
for
that's
sure.
just this entire fucking family, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
like,
think it's
once
especially him,
you're
though.
a very
Like,
high
even-
point in like this this monarchy or whatever you want to call it, right? So like you can do what you want to do and get away with a lot of things.
Yeah, because like that's what like Kristen straight up murdered a guy by smashing his head into a table, and people were like, "All right."
I do think that
I wish they had-
murder was unintentional, and they let it slide because it's helps their motivation.
I wish
But,
they'd go into the Kristen Cole thing a little bit more whenever he does shit like this and be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like this time was like one of the only times where there was a proper reaction, and like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Kingsguard guy was like, "Chill the fuck out." And
Like,
Well, I mean-
yo, what the fuck?
with Damon, even going back to the earlier episodes where he just outright attacks the pirates, like that was something he was directly not supposed to do, and he did it because that's just what Damon wants to do.
Because
Damon does
he
what Damon
saw
wants.
something.
I think he
And
wanted to prove
and
himself.
he succeeded.
He wanted to prove himself, and he wanted to prove himself without the help of his brother there. So when the message came that he was going to come and help, he was like, "Nope, I'm finishing this like right now."
Yeah, I think
see-
he just is living in his brother's shadow, and he doesn't want that.
I don't think that at all. I think that Damon is psychotic. I think that he revels in chaos. And
I mean, there's no
I
doubt
took
about that.
I took that moment not as like a moment to win and prove himself. I thought that Damon was
Sorry,
trying to
my
do that
headphones
to
just
like.
unplugged. I can't hear what you're saying right now.
It's all good.
I took that as Damon attempting to die in combat. I don't think that he even knew he was going to win that fight. I think he
Combat.
was just going to die in combat.
Interesting.
I don't think it has anything to do with Daemon wanting to prove himself or get out of his brother's shadow. I don't think he gives a shit about his brother's shadow. I think Daemon just wants to fight.
I guess we'll see, won't we?
I don't know, because like
We
even
certainly
like as
will.
we've seen like him progress as a character, I think it always comes back to the fact that like he like just doesn't want help from his brother, like because like in the funeral episode, like when Viserys is offering him like help and a seat on his council, he like responds to it in such a way that it feels like we're being told that like he just has a problem with this power thing, and even maybe that was what it was back with Rhaenyra back when she was young. I guess maybe it was that she was young. I don't know now, but in that context, but I think he's got power problems, like in that sense, power dynamics.
Maybe I don't think that I don't think that there's any motivation regarding like honor or like family with Daemon.
think that's
I don't
what
think he
they're
gives
trying
a
to-
single shit about that.
But he
Because
did,
I think
like, he
that like
helped
that's
him-
what like Aemond is about. Is like they're sort of trying to show like a younger Daemon, where it's like he doesn't give a shit about like any tourneys. He doesn't give a shit about like higher power or anything. He just wants to fight. Really,
Aemond, are you talking about Aemond?
Yeah.
No, Aemond. I think definitely he wants the throne. He wants.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
because
yeah,
he
like,
like he was mentioned like
absolutely.
I would do my duty.
Isn't that what Richard is saying about?
Is that what you
Daemon?
said? Sorry. No, Damon. I like that's the thing. I don't think Damon wants it. Like Damon didn't know what he wanted, and then once he got like away from it all, he realized, shit, this is nice. I'd rather stay in Essos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Daemon doesn't want anything to do with the throne, but I do think that Daemon is incredibly dangerous to have anywhere near it because of his,
Oh, yes, definitely.
his violence and the fact that he's an absolute psychopath. Like even with his own family, like let's be clear about this. We haven't seen Daemon give a single shit about his own daughters. He doesn't care. We see Daemon care about Daemon, and we see Daemon care a little bit about Rhaenyra, and even that's questionable.
And his kids with Rhaenyra.
I just think it's really questionable whether Daemon even gives a single crap about anybody in his family other than himself.
I just don't know if I don't agree. I think that I think he has genuine care for Rhaenyra at least and stuff like that, and I think his family, like that, is coming and that he's brewing with her. Maybe not like.
I think this is just a time of change for him.
Yeah, I think that he's a lot more chill than you guys give him credit for right now. Like I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he is crazy, and he'll do some crazy shit, I imagine. I know Kaz has already spoiled one fucking thing for me, but like,
I think that man has no chill, zero chill.
In a sense, I agree. In a sense, but I think that, and I agree that like if he's near the throne, it might be problematic. But I think it'd be more fine than Aegon and all that shit that might come from that. I don't know. Like Aegon just seems like it's gonna be a shit show. Like I just don't have confidence in that.
I think both of them are going to be shit shows, but I think that at the end of the day, Daemon is more dangerous than what's his face? I can't remember all their names.
Aegon?
No, not Aegon.
What about Aegon?
Aemond.
Aegon?
Aemon's the eye patch one, right?
Yeah, Aemon's,
Aemon's eye patch.
Yeah. I think Daemon at the end of the day is violent and psychopathic and doesn't give a shit about the realm or anything. Whereas I think that Aemond is violent and psychopathic, but actually wants to be a ruler. Whether that's going to be a good one or not, who knows? But he wants it, which says a lot because Daemon doesn't give a shit about it.
Yeah, and he mentioned like if he was gone, that he would be king. However, that doesn't really work because now that Aegon has kids, wouldn't they go to him probably? Even though they're very young, I get that, but like, wouldn't that be how that would work in their head? It doesn't go to your brother, right?
It's so hard to say with anyone in this show what anyone actually wants.
Like, is he implying that he would kill Aegon's kids there, or like, what's he saying?
Who?
Aemond.
Who?
Daemon? Kill whose kids?
Aegon's kids. Because Aemond is like, I would take the crown from you, like I would want this more than you, like but like it wouldn't.
Like his
go to his
talent. Yeah, no, yeah, it would go to. But like, I think. Yeah, no, yeah,
like,
it would go to his kids. I think Aemond would.
I think so too.
I think so too.
Well, it would only go like Aemond could have killed Aegon, and he would have become king because the only way it would have passed on to Aegon's kids is if Aegon was already king.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, but I don't think that. I think also if you just killed the king like that, I don't think that they'd be like, "Yeah, you're king now." You know what I mean? Like, so it would have to be a lot more like.
I think
Yeah, they would. What do you mean?
Definitely good. Well, yeah, they probably would, but like I think they're like
They definitely would.
Aemon
How do you
would
think
probably
Robert
do it
got the throne?
Well, but that's a rebellion. That's like a different kind of situation. Like I think.
I think Aemon would do it in a much more like like secretive way instead of just flat out murdering him in front
because
of
I think if you straight up, I think if you did just do that, I don't think they'd be like, "Yeah, you're the." Because that would be kind of frowned upon. Like the rebellion is a different story because it was like, yeah, we're literally usurping the whole like thing as it is. But like,
yeah, but the difference between this and that though is that when it comes to like Robert's rebellion, that these are the great houses. These aren't like this is very different than how the Targaryens deal with things. With the Targaryens, like if one Targaryen kills another to become the king, the people don't care. The people are just gonna keep being peasants. There's no one has any say in what Targaryens do other than Targaryens.
yeah, well, I think the high houses would have something to say about it because I mean, like they were if they
What?
would.
Did you see them in this episode?
They would have said something about it if, like, in the Daemon situation, because they were all talking about Daemon, like in the same.
The Targaryens rule the other high houses with fear. The other houses would bend the knee immediately if they were afraid.
I'm pretty sure all the other houses like don't really give a shit. Like I'm pretty sure this has happened before, where like one kid has murdered another to become the king.
Yeah, like we saw in this episode, Otto was straight up like looking at the other houses and was like, "You're gonna take this, or we're gonna kill you." And they bent the knee. Like I think that at this point, you could take 5 Targaryens and put them in a room and put the crown in the middle of the room and say, whichever one of you kills the other ones, you get to be the king. They could do that, and no one would bat an eye.
Well, I think if like the king was like if like that was like a sanctioned thing, yeah. But I'm like saying more so if it was like a shady like thing. I'm just saying like I think that's a little different.
I think the Targaryens are the ones that write the rules.
Yeah, no, it goes with like when like going back to like the whole like everyone like Tywin mentions how when Aegon came to conquer Westeros, like everyone fought on the ground, and then Aegon changed the rules. It's the same with like the Targaryens. Like the Targaryens have they always have the fight. I think like
that's
people
what I mean,
will like have words about it, but like they can't say.
What
anything.
are they gonna do? Exactly. What are they gonna do? Like if the Targaryens say this is what we're doing, then that's what we're doing.
But like I feel like we've been having this discussion back and forth the entire thing, and now I'm on the opposite side of it, where you guys were like saying like what I'm saying, like the other episodes, and I was saying what you guys were kind of saying, because like it does kind of matter, doesn't it? Like in a sense, like because like we see like that the politics, while like they are shattered by the Dragon Force, sure, they still are the thing that holds everything together, right? Like the Ottos and the Alicents of the world are still like. The people that make these decisions.
Yeah, but what are they trying to do? They're trying to become part of the Targaryen house.
Well, sure, in that sense, I agree on that. But it's all about a power grab. It's not about like. I just think it's about the throne in that sense. Yeah, like.
See, I don't think that it actually does matter, and the only reason that it does in this case, and the only reason why this story is even notable, is because it's a split between the Targaryens. If it were like the Targaryens versus the Hightowers, this shit wouldn't matter. Targaryens would just kill them.
It's Targaryens versus Targaryens that are influenced very heavily by Hightowers.
Yeah, you're always going to have influences on other sides, but I just think that when it comes to the other great houses right now, they're barely even great houses. They don't really matter.
I mean,
because at the end of the day, the Targaryens don't.
In like the whatever it's called, the small council or whatever.
I think that there's an attempt to maintain a sort of semblance of rationality here, but at the end of the day, the Targaryens know, and everyone knows, that the Targaryens could literally wipe out every house on the continent probably in 2 days.
Yeah, for sure.
They have dragons. Everyone knows that. Everyone's terrified of them. They can do anything they want.
Well, shit, dog, this is what I've been saying the whole time about, like, Rhaenyra being like, yeah, this is how it's gonna be, and it's gonna be this. And then y'all are like, no, she couldn't do that. She totally could do that with her fucking dragon.
I don't think Rhaenyra could, only because it's against other Targaryens, though, is what I mean.
I don't know, man. Like, I get that they have Vhagar now, but, like, jeez. With this motherfucker, this dragon in this episode was, I would agree, it was one of the coolest looking dragons. I would say this is the best dragon scene that we've had in the entire show so far. Like,
Yeah, I'd agree
the
with that.
next best one for me would be when Caraxes showed up on like the beaches.
The bridge. Oh, okay.
Bridge? That was
I
cool,
was
too.
thinking of the bridge, and my favorite thing is the bridge on Dragonstone.
When he showed up to
That was cool,
destroy
too.
all like the crab feeder people, I thought that was like a really cool scene, just visually for like a
Right.
dragon to show badassly,
mm.
right? And like, I thought that was awesome. Like, it showed like the horror of a dragon, right? And so did this, to an extent, like all the people running in fear. I love that. Like, just it felt like a fucking horror movie.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another thing about what I was saying about the Targaryens just being separated from the people. Is I don't remember her name. The chick riding the dragon. What's her name?
Rhaenys.
The aunt.
Rhaenys?
Rhaenys.
I forget it all the time.
Clearly, the Targaryens don't give a single shit about their people because she just killed hundreds of them just to be like, "I'm here, bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I totally get that they don't care about like the people for sure. To them, it's all about their family. and,
Lesser
like,
people.
keeping-
If you don't have white hair, you don't got nothing.
It's all about keeping like their families like safe, and everyone else below them does not matter.
Yeah, that was wild. That whole scene, like, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, this is really cool and exciting. On the other hand, I'm like, we're just gonna ignore that she just killed all those people. They're dead.
I don't think that they're gonna ignore it necessarily. I think that it'll be a factor. It'll be like, yeah, like shit, she came in and just like murderized a bunch of people, and like, holy shit, she made a. I would almost say that was the first. It's not like the war has been properly announced or anything like that, but like that was like the first like flag planted, like a
Yeah,
big fuck
outright,
you.
like, it's time to fight.
Yeah, like it's like her not. She didn't bow or anything. She didn't do any kind of symbolism that would infer that she is like for this king. So what I got from that was a big fuck you. I'm out of here. I'm taking my badass dragon with me.
I'm leaving, but I'm taking this with me.
I honestly thought that she was gonna break the fucking doorway, but it was really nice of the dragon to kind of just like.
The way he like did the little twist and then like pulled in his wings, I thought it was a
Yeah.
really cool move. Oh, it's a little fancy.
This motherfucker was gonna break the whole structure down on top of them.
What,
Like, okay, that
what was
win.
their like intention? Because like the Kingsguard was closing the door. Like they're let's just trap the dragon inside with the king.
Yeah, I don't think they knew what to do. I think the Kingsguard were just kind of freaking out, and
That's a
Otto's saying,
good
"Open the
point.
door to try to get them to get the dragon out."
Yeah, like they're stuck in here with us. Don't close the doors. What are
were
you
they
doing?
Thinking actually, yeah. What happened? I totally actually like clicked out on that.
Hey, lock the doors in with all the royal family in there. Let's just lock them in with a dragon.
Again, there's like a bunch of things in this episode, and it sounds bad to say this, but there were like little things where I was like, is this like coming undone a bit? It's not. It's not for me. Like, I still love it.
I
I
wouldn't
still
go
love
that
it.
far.
I mean, like,
think
there's like some stuff where it's like, yeah, it's blunders, but like nothing near like season 8.
Nothing near
Blunders.
that at all. No.
No, I think that like the Kingsguard closing the door, for example, is like it's easy for us in hindsight and not being surrounded by thousands of people and a goddamn
Yeah.
dragon to
Like,
be
in
like,
the
why are you
moments-
closing the door? But I'm sure for them, they were just in full on panic mode.
Yeah, like for sure. Like in the moment, I definitely probably would have been like, I don't know what to do. I just close the
Yeah.
door.
I don't think they knew what to do. I think to them, they're probably like, what the hell is going on? We got to close the door to protect the king.
Yeah, like in the moment, like I've definitely been in like a panicked state where like I'm just like,
Yeah. my only complaint, and to go along with like the show kind of coming undone a little bit, is that I do feel like this season could have. I almost hate that I'm going to say this because I don't normally think this. I think this season could have done with more episodes because I feel like it moves at a
Ooh.
breakneck pace.
Mm.
I think that's what the next, because they're planning 5 seasons for this, right?
I heard
I
4.
thought it was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, with those other ones, I mean, like this one I think was meant to get it to like the conflict, and the next few seasons are the
Yeah, I think
Actual
they're
stuff.
clearly trying to like ramp it up real quickly, but I think just from my perspective as a general viewer, it's like, man, children are born and then are fully matured adults within 30 minutes. And like,
Well,
I
have you
can't
ever
keep up with all of
seen
it.
like Young and the Restless?
Unfortunately,
Apparently
I
it's
watched
kinda-
way too
it's
much
crazy.
of that show.
That apparently happens every episode where they're like born and then suddenly they're adults in the next episode.
Yeah, and I think that this will get easier as characters get established and start to die off inevitably. But it is like this season has been just like a constant note taking. Like I'm like, who's this character? I got to write their name down so I don't forget.
Yeah, the names are definitely like the biggest what the fuck for me.
Yeah.
I like the show though. I'm having a great time with it.
I think it's the best show on TV.
The first few episodes, I'm like kind of fucking boring, but
Did
whatever.
Rhaenys like get the armor off of like a pouch on the dragon, or like where did she get her armor suddenly?
That armor fucking
yeah.
slaps. Dude. Oh my god.
You better be fucking like riding in that a lot. Like I loved how that looked.
Yeah, it was cool to see her get like a comeuppance too, because I feel like she's been dragged through the mud this whole show.
Really?
Uh,
And what I mean, sure.
I
Yeah, I get what
agree.
you're saying.
Like,
she was supposed to be queen for sure, but like,
yeah, she was supposed to be
Like,
queen.
everyone,
And her
like, just
husband
looks
dies,
down
and her
on
kids
her,
die,
yeah.
and she's treated like shit. Like I feel like this whole show, she's just been like on the sidelines as just this forgotten character. So it was cool to see her be like, "Listen, bitch, I'm a Targaryen too, and I got a dragon."
it's funny that it's just the performance in itself, because like for us, like she's definitely been one of the more memorable parts of each episode she's in for me. Like I love her.
Yeah.
I don't know her. The
Oh
actress's
yeah,
name,
that's
but,
just
like,
her actress.
yeah,
her actress
performance
is incredible.
awesome.
I do think it's weird. There's a little bit of a logical conundrum here for me, where it's like you guys are gonna crown the king in this room, and we're gonna basically kick off the beginning of what's going to turn into a Targaryen civil war. But we're just gonna like forget that there's dragons that belong to our enemies directly beneath us.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't know that they do this stuff in the dragon pit. Or I guess like
you'd
they
think
do it
that-
back then in the dragon pit. But yeah,
Do they not have guards at the doors? Like, does no one even remember? Like, hey, there's dragons underneath us, and we don't have control of all of them. It's that was the one thing in this episode that I'm like, I guess they just forgot about that.
don't do that.
Don't say that.
Don't even fucking do that, because that wasn't.
I mean,
I wouldn't say it's that bad on that front.
I don't know, man. I think it's pretty dang bad. Like, listen, if you had a nuclear warhead underneath where you're declaring the president, you'd have guards at the door.
Well, I mean, I don't know, they possibly did or whatever, but like that since she is like a Targaryen, maybe she was just like, yeah, like I've been freed, let me go. Like, what can you say about it? I gotta go through. Here, I
Maybe.
gotta grab my dragon.
I think the scene that preceded that was so cool that it's easy to forget it, but I did think that was a bit of a okay,
blunder.
come on now. Yeah.
Like her atop a dragon, saddled in like amazing armor with like the glow of the light behind her. Jesus Christ, what a scene!
It was sick, but let's also be clear about the armor part. Like, I know I'm nitpicking now, but it is not possible for one person to put on a suit of armor.
Yeah, no, that was
you can't do it.
Like my argument, like the only thing I could think she had it on.
What? I'm just
she had it on
Nice.
beforehand. Is my thoughts on that?
Yeah, maybe
That's
she
the
was
only,
wearing
like,
it underneath her cloak.
That's what I was
And I could explain,
wondering,
like-
it's like maybe like that was the case, but like I don't know, like I was wondering if she
'Cause,
was
like,
shown wearing something else. Like
It's
under-
it's interesting because like when they're walking through the street, like I was like, why is this Kingsguard member like wearing his armor? He'll be caught, and so that kind of maybe like makes sense. Maybe
Mhm.
Was that
I was thinking that too,
notable
like-
Kingsguard? Was that one of the
it
Erics?
was Eric.
Oh,
I think it was one of them too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the one that ran away, I think. Because
the other one
both,
happened,
both
too.
of them are on the Kingsguard, right? I'm very
It
confused.
makes no sense. Why does her armor not have boobs?
Why did her brother, or sorry, no, okay, back on like the Eric thing is what I'm jumping to, is what I'm saying. Why did he leave his brother? Like, what happened there? Like, did I miss
I
something?
don't know. I think he was like, it was just like he realized like he can't do nothing in that
That's what
situation.
it was?
Is
Okay.
my thought
I
on
felt
that.
like I had missed
He-
some like conversation between the two of them where they were like, I fucking hate you, and I would leave you in a
Yeah,
second.
I
No, 'cause, like,
felt the same way. It's like one brother was immediately like, all right, well, fuck this. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm
Like, one of them's even downstairs like, hey, brother, help me, dude.
yeah, like, aren't they?
And he's just
are
like,
they
nah,
both
I'm
on
out,
the-
bro.
That's what I'm asking you. Like, are they both on the Kingsguard?
Yeah, no,
I
they
think
both
so.
were.
So that's
They
awkward.
both were.
Eric and Eric.
That'd be really awkward. Come back to that discussion later. Be like, hey, you left me while I was gonna fucking die potentially down there, buddy.
Eric Cargill and Eric Cargill. What the fuck?
What
What
is-
the hell
what's
is
the-
up with
what's
the
the ant's
naming
name?
conventions of this stupid fucking world, man?
What's the name of the ant from the last episode?
The ant?
The ant. The auntie dragon rider?
Oh, Rhaenys? Is that what you're
Rhaenys?
saying? Or...
Rhaenys. How the hell do you spell Rhaenys?
I tried I tried spelling it. They keep on autocorrecting to Rhaenyra.
Here's the other thing that, like, a little tiny thing in this episode that I don't know if this is implied in the book or whatever. Did anyone get a vibe that like Aemond and Aegon have not like a thing, but like Aegon loves Aemond in like a actual
Like gay
way,
sense.
right? Like, did
No, I didn't
No?
get that. That felt like pure brotherly love to me.
Yeah,
the
no,
way
I
that he
think-
like held his head and said something about like sailing across the sea together or something like that, and like getting out of there.
No, I because like as like with my brothers, like I'll hold them by the head.
Yeah,
sometimes,
that's-
so, like when
For
don't
me,
do that with my
for my
brother.
own self, like my younger
finish
brother is
it
my
up.
best friend,
Yeah,
and like
you
that's
should,
a situation where if I were in a situation like that, I would grab his face and be like, "Dude, we got to get out of here. Let's go."
Mm.
I don't know. Man, I'm mixed. No,
here's the thing, because
Are
like,
you trying to
so
imply that like it would be better if Aegon did have a gay incestuous relationship with his brother?
what do you mean? I'm not better. I mean, I'm just saying like I feel like it's there. I feel like
because like with what's it called?
That would bring this whole situation to another level, with people being like, "Oh, Rhaenyra and Daemon, that's nice. Oh, wow!" And then it's like Aegon and Aemon, yeah. Like
that'd be a hard ship name because it would just like it would be impossible to not be
It'd
just
be
like one of the other names.
Aegon.
I guess.
So I'm like frantically Googling right now because I'm almost positive that Rhaenys?
Rhaenys?
Yeah, Rhaenys. I'm almost positive that her armor did have boob armor.
It
I
probably
mean,
did.
probably.
I'm almost
But
positive.
it's hard to see because with the dragon in the way.
Yeah.
I checked it. I already looked it up.
Let me look it up.
I have a picture of it right now that I'm looking at, and it doesn't technically, but the armor is form-fitting. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's not
It's-
like steel shaped like
It's
boobies,
boob armor.
but it's definitely form-fitting armor, which effectively, if I'm nitpicking, makes it useless. But
Yeah.
moving on.
Boo! Boo,
could be like Kevlar.
Richard.
It could be high weave Kevlar type
weave.
material.
All right, what do we think is going to happen next week, folks? What are you looking forward to?
I think someone's gonna die.
I think, and I'm still on it that I think the fucking oldest is going to die. I know, Kaz, you probably know. Don't tell
I don't
me.
think he's gonna die yet. Not
he's
this
dying.
season. I
Well,
think
did
he's
you guys
gonna
watch
die,
the
but not
next
yet.
time on Game of Thrones thing?
No, I didn't. I did fucking not.
There's a quick clip
Oh, no.
that shows Luke saying, "Let me go." And that's
Okay,
it. It's always
Wait, is Luke the young one or the older one?
He
I
is the
don't
young
know.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
not Luke then, the older one.
The older one? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm right. I might
Jace.
be on the fucking
There's a-
I might be on the
Jace.
ball here,
There's
folks.
a quick
Jace,
clip
yeah,
of
Jace.
Jace saying, "It looks like to Damon, let me go."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what the
And
fuck's
I
the
don't-
point of naming your kid Jaehaerys if you're just gonna call him Jace?
That's
Yeah, no, I thought it
It's
was
interesting,
I thought it was
though, 'cause-
Jacaerys, isn't it?
whatever.
Yeah, Viserys.
when you see that scene though. It's like, is he saying "let me go" like release me, or is he saying "let me go" as in let me go after someone?
Yeah,
Let
like that's
me
very
leave.
worrisome. I have a worry that like they're just gonna. I know they probably won't, but I have a fear they're gonna axe the strong boys and just be like, we're gonna kill that and be like, sorry we did that. Here are some.
I expect
pure
half these
bloods."
kids to die. I expect the vast majority of these children to be gone by the end of this show.
By the end of the show.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
want more baby murders, please.
No more baby murders. When a baby got
More
eaten-
child fight pits.
When a baby got eaten by a dog in season whatever of Game of Thrones, I was like, woof.
When a baby got brutally stabbed in front of everyone in season fucking 3 or 4 of Game of Thrones.
When did that? Oh, in the brothel thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in the brothel.
That
I'm
they
gonna
kind of
throw
cut
out
away from. The dog thing's brutal.
This might be a hot take, but I'm gonna drop it.
Uh-oh.
I think that as the show progresses, we are going to learn to love Kristen again.
Fuck that.
Probably. It might. Honestly, no. I can see it. I can
In
see
like
it.
a-
for sure.
He's
In-
going to be like Jamie or the Hound, where
Oh,
we're going to start to.
no.
His character's going to evolve.
Yeah, because
I don't want him to.
because every single character that we love, we hated at first. For
Well, that's
sure.
the thing. It's like in season 1 of Game of Thrones, I wouldn't have wanted them to make Jamie a likable character either. I hated him.
The Hound was always like the kind of character where it's like, oh man, this guy's a fucking brutal badass. I like him.
Yeah, I'm
But
just
Jamie
going
was like,
by.
this guy's disgusting. I hate him.
I'm going by Kristen's face alone. He's just too damn charming and handsome to stay the bad guy forever.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
that.
I can totally see your point though. Like I see that happening too.
I think we're gonna see more to his story and be like, oh, he's relatable, but I think he will maintain throughout the show his shittiness that we're seeing. Like,
I mean, so did Jamie for the most part,
Yeah.
Jamie was
and we still
good.
love Jamie.
Jamie was good though at the halfway point.
Yeah,
Like,
that I mean, I don't think
that-
Kristen's going to
that's-
turn into a good guy. I think we're just going to learn to like him.
Yeah.
I just
Like
don't-
something's going to happen, and we're going to be
And
like, "Oh
if
The
shit!"
thing
that's-
is, like,
that's the
what are we
case-
saying? Because like I like him already.
If that's the case
like
with
I like watching him.
Kristen, then it's the case with Damon.
Fair.
Fair.
I don't mean to say that like we're gonna like. I mean he's gonna be the same kind of character as Jamie, where he's not like right now we love Kristen as a character because he's such a shithead and he's fun to watch.
Mm.
I think he's gonna be just like Jamie in that he is a lovable shithead, if that makes sense. Like he's
Bold.
not just purely a shithead.
I've never went from thinking like a guy was like a puppy dog to thinking he was horrifying in that amount of time.
Isn't it crazy? It was like one episode and I went from loving him to hating him.
Yeah.
But that's part of why I think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna
They're gonna
Game
do
of
the
Thrones.
They need our opinion of him low so that they can build him back up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that's why they flipped the switch on him so hard because they're gonna slowly build him back up over the course of this war.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Bold. I just get a very horrifying vibe. Like, I get that, like that's what you're saying. That like right now it's what it is what it is. But I think that like for next season, because he's going to be, I imagine he's going to be in control of the the King's Guard for a good bit. Because maybe the guy won't come back in that situation.
Oh no, we're gonna have the battle for the King's Guard too. That's a secondary civil war.
Maybe. I
It's gonna
mean,
be
I,
like
they've already
It's gonna
split.
be the King Bull.
I imagine that
Yeah,
guy
like-
is gonna go just to Rhaenyra already. Like that's, I think it's gonna be a very
definitely.
and sell me.
But that's what I
situation where he,
mean.
like shows up.
We have I think we've seen like 4 named characters on the King's Guard, and they've split down the middle.
We got Eric. We got what's that guy's face? We got Kristen Cole.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, I guess
and
And
the
Graham
Lord
McTavish.
Commander is Graham McTavish's character is something Westerling, I think.
Yeah,
But,
that's
yeah.
that's the guy I was talking about. That guy. I can't remember
Our
his name.
4 named Kingsguard members have split down the middle.
Mm.
So we have a small civil war with them too.
Is Eric and Eric split?
Yeah.
To each
I
side.
thought they were on the same page. I guess he
I
did
thought
leave
I
him,
think they're
but,
on the
like,
same.
But he showed him like the pits, and they were like, "This is fucked up." It's like, yeah,
No, they split
No,
when they
because
were
like they both were
fighting
like,
over
nah, this,
Aegon.
I guess
this
that,
shit
like,
needs to like stop. I think I think they were both like, nah, this shit's fucked. We need to fight.
Well, that's just
Like,
gonna be
stop
even
it.
more confusing because they look exactly
That
alike
is-
and have similar names.
I thought they
Mm.
were
I
gonna
fucking
play
hate
off
that.
of that in this episode more. Like I thought that was gonna be a problem.
Well, they kind of did, where they're like, "Sir Eric is like, I'm Eric."
I think that
That's like-
was yeah. That's been a funny like gag from last.
That's
week
what
and
I
stuff,
said. Oh man, this show's a breath of fresh air though. It feels so good. I think that the final episode of this season, we're gonna see Sir Kristen square off against probably Abomination, who's going to just be trying to talk him down.
Yeah, and then there's gonna be some guy that injects a bit of Hulk blood.
And then some guy
Yeah.
who wasn't Sauron the whole show and doesn't really make sense that he was Sauron the whole show, like becomes Sauron, and you're like, what? Yeah,
Mhm,
I don't know.
mhm.
Oh, Black Adam.
Has that come out yet?
It's
Yeah, it
getting
has
really good
shitty
reviews.
reviews.
No,
Yeah,
it
it
has
has really
great reviews. What are,
Are
you
you
talking
kidding
about?
me?
Let me
No,
know
no, no,
something
so-
right now.
75% right now. It's really shitty reviews.
So
I've seen all over the place.
Yeah, I've heard both. Like it's both good. Like I've heard from you guys, it's good, and my brother was saying it was like he's heard
Let's
shit
see.
reviews.
Let's see what they say.
I've been seeing like almost entirely bad reviews.
So it's got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, but that's IMDb, and they literally give everything that. Rotten Tomatoes, it's got 55%. Oh boy. And on IndieWire, it's got 1.5 out of 5. Woo! I cannot wait to have some popcorn.
Pretty divided.
Let's see how this popcorn does. Like honestly, that's why I'm going.
Like, I'm just is a bit overhyped and is not the saving grace of the DCU expected
It is.
to be.
It's very important to point out that right now the only reviews we're getting are critic reviews, which I don't trust at all.
I just think it's
I don't
not going to be
trust
the
people
saving
reviews
grace.
a lot of the time too. Either though is the problem. Like
A lot of
both
people
sides
reviews are like,
jaded.
Amazing because they don't see like the bigger picture usually.
And then even a critic, I do see what you're saying, Richard. Where
Well,
sometimes
critics
a
are also
critic-
paid off.
Yeah, critics' perspectives can sometimes be a little skewed.
So,
but at the same time,
Just to point this
people's-
out, Rotten Tomatoes right now, Rings of Power, 85% critic review, 39% audience review.
See, but like that's what I'm saying. Like where it's like you get that's the thing with Rotten Tomatoes that I also just I know I went to it, but I just went to it for an example here. I don't like to use it as much anymore because it feels so much like it has been almost politicized in that sense, where it's like we're gonna use
Rotten
this.
Tomatoes, I think, to a lesser degree. IMDb, 100%.
Well, IMDb, I don't even check because, like I said, like IMDb, they don't even really like.
It's owned by Amazon.
Well, it's like also it's like a 7.7 for like everything, like everything.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
think
I don't
for me personally, typically especially when it comes to like niche nerdy shit, critical reviews and audience reviews are usually on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always an interesting aspect when you see it like align. Like
Yeah, it's
I
rare.
like Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. It was great.
yeah,
I
I would
fucking loved it.
I would have probably given it an IMDb rating of like 7. Like I don't know, like it was
I would
like
give it like an 80% maybe.
I stopped
on
watching
Rotten
it. I
Tomatoes.
didn't even watch the last episode. I
you
was so
fucking
just tired
better
of it.
watch that last fucking episode because on
It
I don't know if I can
Saturday
bring
doesn't
myself to
matter
do it.
because he's a fake fan.
on Saturday we're watching or on Saturday we're talking about Rings of Power, folks. We are doing a whole season 1 discussion with Richard and AJ, and in the interim we're gonna get Kaz to watch the entire show, and he's gonna join us. I'm just kidding,
Oh,
Kaz.
God.
You don't actually have to do that if you don't want to,
Look
but I
at
think
Kaz's
it would
face.
be. I think
watch
it'd
it
be
with Georgia, man.
hilarious.
Look like you just ripped the soul out of Cass's body.
And also
He's
Cass
just
Flying away.
Yeah, like
We're also
you're
gonna
making
be,
me
Somebody
watch
anchor him.
Andor, and now this.
We're also gonna be back tomorrow with another episode of Andor. So that'll
No!
be... I knew that would go.
Oh, shit, I gotta watch Andor tonight. At
Come
least
check
She-Hulk's
that out.
over. I don't have to watch so many shows.
Yeah, I know. At least She-Hulk is off of the fucking slate.
like it's
Holy
not
shit.
even about like hating She-Hulk for me anymore. It's just like
It's just
too,
the amount
too
of
many
fucking
shows to watch.
shows.
I'm
can't
watching
keep up
2
with it.
shows, and it's still too much for me.
You're watching 2 shows, and one of the shows you fucking hate. You're like, oh
I
my
fucking
God.
Yeah,
despise
I
my
have
being.
to. I've got to watch all of these shows while prepping my D&D campaign, which starts Tuesday. I have to go out of
Go
town
check that out.
for an entire weekend at the end
Wait,
of
give
this
me
month.
time.
I
Let
am
me shout out my
too
boy
busy.
out. Tell me about
Too
like
busy.
fucking last week. Oh, you don't understand, Richard. The fucking stress I was in.
I was looking up. I looked up how was, and the first 4 things is how was Gandalf born? How was Morgoth defeated? How was Numenor destroyed? How was Mordor created?
So what was that first thing you just said?
Did you
How
say
was
Gandalf porn?
Oh,
Born.
Oh, I
Sorry.
thought you said
Um,
porn also. I'm
I
not
thought
gonna
you
lie.
I
just
thought you were in
skimmed
some
over
stuff.
Why is the first 4 things of how was related to Lord of the Rings? I haven't even looked up these things, so like this can't be me.
We also
Don't
got
lie, fake fan.
we also got Roro at 6 p.m. PST on
Let's go,
Friday this
baby.
week. Last session
Yeah.
was a heart-wrenching
Aw,
event,
shit.
and I cannot wait to see how the gang comes together in this next one. On...
Also,
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No, I was gonna say like I thought you finished. Sorry, go on, continue.
I was just gonna say pretty much the last thing until next week's House of the Dragon episode will be on the 25th, where we're gonna try to do Token Tuesday. I know we've been saying that for a while, but
Yeah,
we're
sorry,
gonna.
no, like it's on my end. Things have just been kept coming up. I'm very sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. It's all good, Kaz. We're gonna try to aim for Token
We're
Tuesday
gonna-
on the
we're gonna-
25th.
Here's hoping. Also, me and Richard are gonna be playing Phasma. We're gonna have. I'm still trying to sort out my the 3rd and 4th guest to join us, but because Sam's had the contract, AJ, I did need to message you about it. So if you're up for some Phasma again,
What?
On
Friday, same time as last time.
Maybe.
Oh, cool.
I,
Find it out
I
off
unfortunately
stream,
have a
but
dog sleeping
Yeah,
behind
you're
me
ready
right
for me
now.
to
That
yell
I
at
don't
you.
think
Like-
I would want to risk having to deal with on stream like that for that long.
I can do about 2 hours of Phasma before my brain is like, turn it off.
No worries. I hope you had fun last time because my the chat on my end that like was just listening to you guys react was fucking dying.
I had a great time and I can't wait to do it again. But I on all of my buddies are like, "Why are you playing Phasma? You hate that game." Like I do
It's
hate that game, but I like
amazing.
these guys. It's
Yeah,
fun
no,
when
it's-
you're playing with friends. Otherwise,
Exactly. Like
ugh.
that's like I wouldn't like. I hate playing it on my own. I played it once on my own. And I'm nah, fuck this. It's too spooky.
It's not even that it's too spooky for me. It's just a little bit bland. It's not okay, not bland, I should say, but it's just like it has no interaction, right? It's better when you're going in with your gang and being like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
taking this.
Yeah.
What are you taking? Okay, I've got this reading. What do you got?"
Like I still think like my favorite memory on the game is like when like, during like my 24 hours like stream I think or the subathon where me and AJ are just making stupid jokes and then chats like you summoned the spook redeem and fucking shut us all up. That is like still one of my like favorite moments because we're both being just stupid about it and like it's like oh no don't fuck about because you'll find out.
So Phasmo Friday.
Check that
Yeah.
shit
Let's
out.
do it.
Check out Richard also in general. He's awesome. Got the
Leave me alone.
one of the greatest stream vibes
No, don't.
ever. Love that guy.
Go away.
There's some amazing content. He does it all. Well, he doesn't do it all, but like he does great stuff.
I try to do it all. I can't.
Oh,
shit,
that actually reminds you. I'm doing on Thursday. I'm reading tomorrow. On my normal time of streaming stuff, I'm gonna be reading some ghost stories and creepypasta and sightings and things because that's something I used to do as a kid, and I'm gonna see if I'm just gonna do it again just because I want to feel
Ghost
nostalgic and also because it's Halloween.
Because it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
All
I
Hallows
think
Ween.
that'll wrap it up. I don't know if anyone else has any closing statements they want to make. I mean,
Can't wait for the next episode.
I love you
I'm
guys.
sad
So
that next week is the last. Honestly, like this
yeah,
show
me
is
too.
fucking awesome, and I'm sad that it's gone and we're gonna have to wait another year. That's my closing
Yeah.
thought. Or more.
They're gonna stretch out the final season into 3 parts for sure.
I thought
They're
this
not
was meant to be
AMC,
just
dude. I don't
one
think they're gonna
season.
do that.
Everyone's been doing that though.
AMC and Attack on Titan, you motherfuckers need to just end, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of hearing.
Because like
about
that's
you
such a
ending,
What's
dumb
AMC?
okay?
idea. Like
AMC is
stretching,
the network that has Walking Dead.
It was first stretching out one like the final book of a series into like 2 movies. Now it's like the final season into 3 parts that last 3 years. I'm like, why the fuck would you
I'm
do this?
sick and tired of hearing that Walking Dead is ending. So
it's
just fucking
been
end it.
ending for 3 fucking years, man.
Like I'm done with this show.
It should have ended
I
in
haven't
fucking
watched it
season
in like
2.
7 seasons, but I'm done with this show.
Everyone's done with this show.
We are gonna raid into Roll NL. I don't know if that's how you say that, but they are. Oh wait, no, actually, we're not gonna. Sorry about that. Never mind. Taking it back.
Alright.
Taking it back. Take it back now, y'all. Oh fuck! What is this?
What was happened? What's happened, Sam?
I'm just getting a bunch of D&D streams that are like, oh hey, Ghastly Gray. I'm just getting a bunch of D&D streams that are in other languages right now. I'm trying to find a person to rate it.
I know. I've been
You
getting
gotta
a
say
lot
it
of
for
Twitch
English.
streams of like
Use the English tag.
Where do you?
Search English.
Oh, okay.
At the top there's like a little search bar.
I'm
You'll see
getting a
like
lot of
English.
Twitch in general, just in a completely different language.
Which hey, I'm not
You gotta-
against, but it's shocking suddenly.
It's just weird why it's happening because like I don't think I've
It's
ever
not-
looked up anything in a
it's-
different language.
It's because the tag system's gone. I think that just like makes it awkward.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah.
See, Twitch.
But, like, I
what
wouldn't lie,
are you doing?
I like the new tag system personally.
Okay, well, never
I
mind.
think
You're
you
doing
I do
good,
too.
Twitch. You're doing great.
I just don't think Twitch is adjusted to it yet.
yeah, like I don't think the viewer base has adjusted to, but like the ones that have, like I've noticed a spike in like my personal growth through that. Personally.
I think we need to recapitulate our Twitch streams to spread to a wider audience.
I'll recapitulate you in a minute if you don't fucking watch yourself.
Twitch,
I'll spread you. Never mind.
hey,
Okay, we are gonna raid into Danes and Dice. Is who we're gonna raid into.
Hey, that's like dudes and dames.
Whoa.
Big up Jacob. Big up our boy Jacob.
Let's go. Bye.
Bye, McClunky.
We're not.
McClunky.
Chill. No,
Oh.
relax.
Oh,
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Christ, you
I
guys are
have
scaring me.
the
I'm
show.
like, is it going? Like, what's happening? I haven't even put it in yet. You guys are like,
oh,
oh my god. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out. McClanky.
Bye.
McClunky.
monkey.
Monkey man. I've got to be a monkey.
Then I would like for
I prepared a duck.
Kevin to roll a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Thank you.
Because he got that dodge.
Monkey.
Man, I want one of their tables.
I know.
Yeah, right?
That's why I did this.
I
I was
love
like, I
those
saw
things.
this. I was like, yo, dude.